Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a foundation review and wear test on this foundation here. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Nude Glow. So if you've seen my top 5 foundations for fall, which I will link above, the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, the original, which is the only one that I've tried, is my holy grail foundation. I love that foundation so much. So when they came out with the Nude Glow version, I instantly perked up. I purchased it right away, and then it sat in my bin of need to be tested makeup and kind of got lost. So we're pulling it out now. We're doing a wear test. I'm really excited because Nude Glow sounds exactly what I want out of a foundation. If it's a little bit more sheer and a little bit more glowy than the original, it would be hard to beat that one, but I'm hoping that it does. So if that sounds good to you, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and with that, let's get started talking about the details of this foundation. First thing, let's just talk about my preferences and my skin type. So I do have normal leaning dry skin. Going into the winter months here, my skin might be a little bit more dry, dehydrated, but I would really categorize myself in the normal range, meaning that a lot of foundations tend to work for me. I do prefer a light to medium coverage, leaning more on the light side. So those are kind of my preferences. I don't mind a matte or dewy finish. I probably prefer a little bit more of a natural radiance, but I don't like it too radiant. I don't like it too matte. I'm really just looking for that all around perfect Goldilocks foundation. So that's a little bit about my skin type. Let's talk about this foundation. It does retail for $44 and I believe it comes in 22 shades. That's the amount that I counted. I have the shade Light, which is the shade that I have in the original. It does seem like the foundations do carry over as far as shade range within their different formulas. That's always really nice to see. Not all companies do that, and it makes it very difficult when you're purchasing foundation online. Looking at the IT Cosmetics website, this does have SPF 40, and it says our 90% skincare formula with 2% niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and green tea extract delivers an instant healthy glow with 24 hours of skin hydration. The lightweight fluid skin tint texture provides buildable medium coverage, same coverage as the original, perfect for achieving that no makeup look. You'll get the look of glowy skin instantly, and in just 4 weeks, this clinically tested color correcting foundation works to visibly brighten bare skin and improve skin texture, softness, and uneven skin tone. So they're claiming that in their 4-week clinical study, you'll see improvements on your skin. I'm not going to test this out for 4 weeks, but that's what they're claiming. A lot of foundations have been doing that now, infusing skincare within their foundations, saying that if you wear it for a prolonged amount of time, you'll see an improvement in your skin. So those are really all the claims about this CC cream, just that it has a lot of skincare. It's going to improve your skin, as well as having a medium coverage with a lightweight finish. So I'm going to be doing a lot in today's video. I'm going to scoot you in a little bit closer. I'll be applying this with my makeup sponge. Afterwards, I'll be talking about my first impressions. I'll be doing a 4-hour check-in outside in natural daylight. And then I'll be taking the foundation and doing some swatch photos, just comparing it to other shades in my collection, especially the original formula. After all of that, I'll be getting into my final thoughts. So with that, let's jump into the application portion of this video. I am pretty excited for this one. So this foundation, here's what the bottle looks like. I really love the original formula. I'm just gonna pump this on the back of my hand here. I have the shade Light, which is what I also wear in the original. So it is a little bit runny, but not too bad. And I'm going to just apply it with a beauty sponge. That's how I like to apply the original. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna pounce this in and we're just gonna get started. The first thing that I notice is that it has the exact same scent as the original. I have a brand new sponge today, so even though I did a full pump, it looked like it soaked up most of it because I could barely even do one cheek. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the back of my hand here, and maybe we're just gonna do more like this just to kind of spread out the product a little bit more. That's a little bit better. Definitely is a little bit more glowy than the original, I think, but the coverage, I don't know if I would call this a medium. The IT Cosmetics original it's a medium coverage, no doubt about that. This seems more of a light to medium, which is not a complaint, just an observation. I do prefer a light to medium coverage foundation. All right, so here is what we're looking like. The shade light seems to work pretty well. I was a little bit worried that the shade range wouldn't match across the board. That doesn't seem to be the case here. You can stick to the shade that you normally wear. And I mean, it does look more glowy. It feels a lot more tacky, like I'm not really enjoying touching my face. So I am going to powder, but I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on off of camera, put my glasses on, take a closer look, and then we're gonna get into my first impressions. Rest of my makeup is on, and I am looking still very glowy. So I would agree that compared to the original, this is a glowy CC cream. I even powdered, and you can still see the lights reflecting off of my chin here, off of my forehead. So that makes me a little bit nervous. I do like a natural dewy finish more than a matte finish, but I worry that when it's too glowy, it will break down too quickly once my natural oils start to come through the foundation. So that's really all that I'm interested as far as my wear test right now, if this is just gonna completely fall apart, because the IT Cosmetics original formula, that formula is locked and loaded once you have it on. It's one of my most long-wearing foundations despite being a CC cream. So if this has the same wear time, I will prefer this one over that one since it's a little bit more heavy coverage and a little bit more matte. I'm loving the finish of this. I'm really interested to see how this wears. My only concern right now, it is currently 12 o'clock, so I'm going to be doing some errands around the house here, and I will see you all in my 4-hour check-in. It's 4 o'clock, so that means we're doing my check-in outside in natural daylight. The goats are being a little vocal right now, so if you hear them, I am sorry. But here is what the foundation's looking like. It is looking a little oily for my preference. I don't necessarily have very oily skin, but throughout the day, my natural oils are gonna come through. It's not breaking apart, like the foundation's still intact, but it just kind of looks a little cakey, especially right here in between my forehead. Like it just looks makeup-y. Here, like you can see my blemishes. I did forget to say this after I applied my makeup. I did have to spot conceal, and you can see like that's already worn away. So it is wearing down, but it doesn't look terrible. It's just not looking great. I'm resisting every single urge I have in me to powder right now because it's just looking really shiny, but I don't want to powder. I want to see where this takes us in another 4 hours here. It's not looking great though. I think that the original formula just stands the test of time. I think that the original is a lot more long wearing. After 4 hours, I wouldn't just be looking this greasy and shiny. So I don't know. We're gonna see where the next 4 hours takes us, but I'm not optimistic. I just think like even around my mouth here, it's just looking a little bit separated. Not extreme where I just immediately hate it, but I can see it just have that already slight beginning stages of doing that. That's where I'm gonna leave you all. I will be inserting in some swatches right about now, and I will see you all in my final thoughts. Hopefully those swatches were helpful for you. So it is now 9:30, I think, yes. So I've had this foundation on for about 9.5 hours now, and I am looking shiny. I will say that I feel like the foundation looks better now than it did at the 4 o'clock check-in, but I'm still going to just take my makeup sponge, kind of just blot the excess oil away, see what we're working with afterwards. I didn't do any touch-ups, so I really just want to see how the foundation wears doing nothing before I try different methods and really just get a baseline. So here is what we're looking like now that I've blotted. And I have to say, it always does the trick when I do that. I'm always happy. It looks really nice and natural now. The glow, the shine's really gone down. And even here on my chin, this is a foundation you're going to have to touch up if you have normal or oily skin. If you have oily skin, I honestly don't even think this foundation will work for you. It'll just be too dewy and glowy. I think that this foundation would be best for dry or extremely dry skin. That's just kind of based off of wearing it for the first time. I do always try my foundations multiple times, and once I've tried it out for 6 weeks or so, I always rank all my products, gather them up together, and give you more thoughts on them so they're not just first impressions. I'll link that playlist above. I don't want to say that I don't like this foundation and that it was a fail. I do want to test it out more. Just right now I'm leaning towards liking the original more. It just has a better wear time, and this, it kind of just, mostly in my forehead right here, broke apart. The rest of my face, I would say it wore down fairly naturally. Even here, I was kind of pointing that out during the 4-hour check-in. I feel like that subsided and looked better, but here in the forehead region, before I blotted, it didn't look better at all. Maybe I just put too much there. You have to be really careful with application. So that's just where I currently stand. I'm gonna sound a little high maintenance, but I think that the next time I try this, I'm going to mix this with the original. I feel like that's gonna be a winning combination, just half and half, because the original formula can start to look a little bit matte for my preference. So adding just a little bit of glow, I think is going to make this CC cream just extraordinary and out of the park for me. I mean, fingers crossed. That's just my hunch. So I will of course update you in my following video. It does look nice on the skin. For being almost 10 hours, I'm happy with this wear. You're just going to have to maintain this foundation. This is not a put it on, forget about it foundation. This is a foundation or a CC cream that you're gonna have to put on and you're gonna have to touch up throughout the day. If you're used to doing that, great, you're kind of already in the habit. If you're not used to doing that, it might be a little bit of a pain in the ass. So just keep that in mind as far as what you do day to day and what your lifestyle is. Other than that, like, I'm not mad that I purchased this. There are some foundations where just immediately I regret purchasing them. I'm happy I have this in my collection. Part of me wants to do a video just comparing every single CC cream because I've only tried the original and the Nude Glow, and I know that they have like 2 or 3 other types. So let me know in the comments down below if that's a video that you'd be interested in, just going more in depth of each one and talking about pros and cons and application. It could be a fun video, a lot of work, but I think it would be a fun video. With that, I think that's where I'm going to leave you. Very excited to try just new combinations with this, see if I can make it work even better. But if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, everyone.